check it. Different introspections can be put into place, but everybody has their opinion. But my introspection on all this is that rap is not negative, as I said before. And we got these artists out here. They get their stuff promoted. They got signed, by a record label. They make music now, and they make the music with these lyrics that they think that's dope. That's really dope. And I don't think it's dope at all. It's not a joke. You need to take in consideration that these people work hard. They work their lives out. They work their whole lives just to make it. Eminem is producing Slaughterhouse as of now. He's producing Slaughterhouse. He's supposedly bringing out a new album. What have I heard? Something that I've heard. I know Marshall has a worth ethic. If it wasn't for Dr. Dre, Andre Young also has a work ethic. I would love for Dr. Dre to also hear me out. I'm not sure if they heard Hopsin or not, but I also think they should give Hopsin a chance. I think they should hear him. But Hopsin has his record label, Funk Volume. Funk Volume is very dope. A lot of people don't not know about Funk Volume at all. I mean, it sickens me. You can ask a million people. Check this out. You can ask a million people, who is Chief Keef? You can ask a lot of people at your school. You know what I'm saying? In a consecrated crowd. Or you can ask them one by one. In class, during class. I'm not too much into class. Doing too much writing. Too busy writing. But you can ask someone, walk up to them, and you ask them, who's Chief Keef? I'm definitely sure they can tell you. Unless they don't listen to rap. Unless they listen to something that supposedly be rap. I guarantee you, you walk up to someone, ask them who LL Cool J is. They'll know. Walk up to someone, ask the same person if you like, who's Cannabis? I'm sure. I'm sure. Probably pretty much like 2 out of that 10 that you asked will know who Cannabis is. But if you ask all those 10 people, and you get all those 10 replies that they know who LL Cool J is, they will know. Same thing for Eminem. Only because Eminem blew up, as I said before, he was the first, really dope white artist coming out. Marshall. Man, I love Marshall so much. Marshall Mathers is the deal, man. He's so genius when it comes to putting the words. He said in the art of rap, it was something for him to bounce back on after coming back from his addiction, after the relapse that wasn't that good. After his overdose and almost, losing his life. It's not good. After almost losing his life and stuff like that, he came with a strong comeback. One of my favorite songs on Recovery is No Love. My other favorite song is Won't Back Down, Going Through Changes. Songs like that expresses emotion, you know what I mean? A lot of people will know what I mean if they know what real rap is. You will know what I mean. And if you just think about it, I'm putting this into context, and a lot of people wonder who's next, who's going to be the next person, so we'll take this to a next level. We have these satanic artists that people like to mention, a lot of satanic people. It's not just in rap music, but I like to mention a few people. I listen to Tyler, the Creator, a few of his songs before, but it's not very, appropriate for someone to really listen to and vibe to and be really inspired by. I listen to his music sometimes, and I've heard him being called out by Hopsin, which he should have been, because there's a lot of things Hopsin addresses that irks me also. You just have to be genius enough to put it in a way that you think is really dope. That's really important, you know what I mean? There's various artists. I'm also a fan of Killer Mike. If you might know who he is, if you might not know who he is, Burn. One of the only songs that I've heard by him. And I think that song is very important because he's rapping about, how pastors aren't exactly how they're set out to be, And then we have artists, as I said before, that exposes what the government does. People that have what the knowledge is to figure out what the government does and things like that. You know, I'm just, man, I'm blew away. I'm blew away with the win. I'm blew away with the win. It's just so, you know. Let me put it to you like this. We got people like, as I mentioned, 2 Chainz, Chief Keef, Lil Wayne. I'm mentioning people that are not really contributing what rap is supposed to be. You know what I mean? Wayne has been out since the late 90s. The Hot Boys and stuff like that. I seen a few years back while watching the Who's the Dopest MC, the top 10 MCs on MTV back when I had cable. I now have a converter box. A lot of people have cable, but and though I haven't been able to post most of my videos, I've managed a way to post videos, find a way, internet connections, there's Wi-Fi's in different places. In case you wonder how did I post my video and all, I'm not too fortunate, like a lot of people. And I as I said, rectitude is what I represent. And Lil Wayne was pretty much put on the pedestal where Eminem was just a few years back when they were making Drop the World Forever and No Love and things like that, where Eminem just blew everyone away with his verses. With his one verse on Drop the World, and his one verse on No Love, and his one verse Forever with Kanye, Drake, and Wayne, where he pretty much just showed out, and he showed it with real skills tape, on the track, and he viciously went in, you know what I mean, as he did, and as he should have did. People wanted to put Lil Wayne up there with him, but nah, I don't think, Wayne, he should be placed. Honestly, from my speaking opinion, Wayne should be placed where 2 Chainz and Chief Keef are at. I mean, I'm not gonna to mention other people. In case you're wondering, I'm mentioning the same people he should be placed. Not where Gucci Mane is, because Gucci Mane, he's one of those artists that sells. One of the other person that sells made his way up. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson made his way up. Another person, supposedly Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Eminem showed out on Jay-Z, Renegade, which what Nas addressed, which should have been addressed. Because Jay-Z supposed to be taking over, as he said, the blueprint. I'm not sure, honestly, what Jay-Z would say about my rhymes. Jay-Z is really paid right about now, but around the time Tupac was with the All Eyes on Me, had Me Against the World out, and before that, Jay-Z was, he was making his way up, trying to make his way up, stuff like that. As I think back, man, the few albums that Tupac had, his important albums to me was Tupacalypse Now, Strictly for My Niggas, the Thug Life album, pretty much all his albums, Me Against the World, and you already know the next two, All Eyes on Me, Illuminati, 7-Day Theory, and then we had the Post-Omnius albums, which was supposed to be released after People's Death, supposedly. We had Until the End of Time, Better Days, and we had the Resurrection. I had the Resurrection, and there's just a few, special features that I seen on Tupac Resurrection that just touches me, speeches. And we as a people need to understand, and not just black people. I mean, he tried to reach beyond black people. Beyond that, he wanted to reach beyond that. He wanted to reach beyond the standards. You know what I mean? He was just speaking to people, period, but representing the black people because, much like think that we're all ignorant, you know what I mean? Never gonna amount to anything in life, you know what I mean? Like that. Tupac representing as a baby Panther, showing, what we had to go through, but also showing the frustration, you know what I mean, at the same time, and then being able to make music after, doing poetry for so long since he was a teen and a kid. It's just very breaking, stunning, and stunningly. It's just stunningly how years later, after Loyal to the Game, which was like the last one that Eminem Marshall supposedly produced back in 2004 when I was 7 years old. You know, um, then we had a few years pass by, and then has the re-up. Before he goes into rehab, and the same year Proof passes away. I know Proof means a lot to him, and I think Proof was a cool dude. I've seen a few of Proof raps before. Um, Years have gone past, and as years are going past, you got to keep wondering what will continue to go past. What will continue to change. Like as far as the music, you know what I mean. You gotta wonder. You gotta wonder what is gonna continue to change. All these different technologies and things like that. Electronics. This is what controls everything. You know what I mean. Will it pretty much lead to something else? You know what I mean. It's just you know. And as I said, there's a lot of things that I want to address. I haven't gotten around to yet, but I'm pretty much onto that corner. And as I said, it is necessary to amplify. It's very necessary to amplify because people need to hear you out. You need to speak to be heard out. You need to read to know. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, and I feel as though I was never put here to be useless at all. I felt like that before, but as I think more, who are my idols, things like that, I think I'm really put here to really open up some eyes. You know what I mean? I'm really influenced by Nas. Nas means a lot to me. I know his last album last year, Life is Good. 2012 was pretty much a good year for me. Maybe for some other people probably wasn't, but a good year for rap. Rap in 2012 wasn't all that good. That year Eminem was started producing Slaughterhouse more. They came up with the CD Our House. The only song I like is Asylum. Eminem sings the chorus. I think that's dope. He has sung the chorus, but he doesn't have a verse in there. But 2012 was not really a good year for rap. I mean, we had Maybach Untouchable still coming out with music and stuff like that. And that was before I began posting my videos, before I even appeared. But as soon as I had the chance to begin, with the electronic device, with a camera on it to record something, I made sure that, I pretty much let it be known, the skills and the love that I have for rap. People like that commit themselves should be, they should be pretty much respected. People that commit themselves and dedicate themselves to something that they love, I respect them a whole lot. I really do. I really respect people that work hard, and artists that work their ass off. They stay in the studio. As I said, I haven't been able to do the studio, but people that were in the studio a lot, day in, day out, day in, day out. You writing to say what you're going to say next in the studio. You going back in, or who you want to collab with, because collabing is supposed to be something that's important when you're MCing or you rapping. I think Cannabis and Eminem is a very good collab. Cannabis and Nas, also my idols. I just kick real stuff with lyrical geniuses. And there's a few other people that I would like to, give them, let them show them what my respect is to them. I also respect other people like MGK, people that work their way up from the bottom. Drake claims that it's a song that I've been hearing, it works its way up from the bottom. I'm not too sure about that, but I see is that it's supposedly it's incentive for me. It's incentive for me to work from there too. But I've seen Drake. I think Drake is pretty cool, but some of his lyrics you gotta wonder. You know what I mean? He sings a lot. One of my other favorites, T.I., who I also have to give respect to. T.I., he came a long way. From all the probations and on Road to Glory. One of my favorite albums is Paper Trail by T.I. It's a really good album. You know what I mean? The song with Busta Rhymes on T.I. versus T.I.P. where he was against himself. You know, he's very creative with that title, T.I. versus T.I.P. I think. You know. Um. So I mean, there's just people that work their butts off. You know what I mean? And that I think it's important to give them their respect and pay them dues. You know, and I just write, freestyle. Anyone that's looking to battle, you know, as I said before, you know, you might want to battle me. Just tell me the location. I might just already be there. There's a lot of things I like to mention, and I'm gonna get around to that. You know, I'm gonna get around to that. I don't care how long it's gonna take. But just know that I am pretty much prepared. You know, I'm pretty much prepared to kick something, and I'm pretty much just fed up. I am fed up. So I mean, I would like to. You know, there's a lot of social media websites that controls everything. You know, things that are discussed on the Breakfast Club and things like that. And we have these young artists out here. A lot of young artists, talented. You know, such as myself, and there's many more people out there. You know, we just all in this world just scrambled together. You know what I mean? Artists out there that is working their butts off. You know what I mean? That ain't noticed at all. You know, and so people that work their butts off should be noticed. You know what I'm saying? You know, these young artists, Little Twist, people like that. I don't listen to them. I don't really listen to half the people others listen to at my school. I listen to a lot of old school. You know, I study. You know, I study people. I study Rakim, study Nas, study Pac, study J. Cole. He's not quite, old school. Study Eminem when he was younger, and also now when he came out in the late '90s. You know, he was before that in the mid '90s. He was underground kicking stuff. You know, and even in the '80s, he was younger, kicking facts. You know what I mean? And things that he felt that needed to be addressed. You know, people that kick straight facts. You know what I mean, I study people with real sense and real knowledge and put real ill will into their rhymes, like Richard Nixon. You know what I mean? People that are willing to kick something. I think someone else is a good artist. I don't know him very well. He's not pretty much a rapper, but Michael Jackson is a good person. There's a few artists that I like to mention that are not exactly rappers, but they may collab with a few people that are rappers. A few R&B artists. As I've heard, I mentioned before that collabing with someone is important when you're rapping. It doesn't matter. I mean, I collab with someone that I respect, and I think that is really dope. I have battles with a few people. I've been beaten in a few battles before, but I stand up and I say, you know what? It's okay though. You're gonna go next round whenever you're ready again. You know what I mean? There's a few battles that I've won. You know what I'm saying? But there's artists out there, just hardworking artists, and it's just tragic deaths. Death is not a joke at all. As Pac would say, my only fear of death is reincarnation. Things like that he said is true. It's very real. Very real. And I think that a lot of people can relate to him. You know what I mean? I'm sure I'm not the only person. But I feel as though I can really identify with his lyrics in the way that I'm trying to get with my words, also publicly speaking. It's just very affecting what happened to hip hop over the years. And the industry is just so lazy. And people that don't really notice the outlaws, Fatal Hussein, Napoleon. I miss Gaddafi. I wish Gaddafi was still here. You know what I mean? Fatal Hussein, he's really dope. I look up to him. Napoleon, he's an outlaw. He's just a Muslim now. He's a Muslim now, and he's pretty much changed his life around. There's a lot of things that can open people's eyes, just facts and things that happens, you know. And I think that changing this rap for the better and never to let it go backwards again is something that should be done definitely, really indefinitely, definitely. You know what I mean? Without a question asked. You know what I mean? You know, Castro from the Outlaws. Nobody really knows Idi Amin. You know, people like them, man. I look up to them. Outlaws don't really notice after Tupac's death, but they're really talented, especially Fatal Hussein and Gaddafi. You know, and there's music industry, but they don't air their music. They never put their stuff on the radio. The important stuff, as I mentioned, they not put on the radio. You know, all these social media websites. Might not think like there's like easy for someone to be discovered as of now. With all these social media network websites and stuff like that, and posting all this stuff. But I don't see it as easy for me at all. I don't think it should be easy. You know what I mean? But you should take advantage as soon as the opportunity that comes for you. You take that. You know what I mean? Straight up. Word up, man. And I'm gonna close this, putting little freestyles to this. You know what I mean? Fusion Sparks Fusion World Part, don't you get the choice of digesting in such a choice ish those below you select Fusion Gillette, but only sharper giving my respect. The decision should have been an intention, not some issue you later on will regret. Wreck phenomenal mind, mental subject, lad once on a pawn off the set. Past time got the ghost to a woke for as long as I've been broke. Listen again if your mind says that I'm not dope. My lines will pretty much be the dopest this that you ever wrote. That was a part to take notice, but it's still dope. I'm cooking you up, causing collision, cooking you with suspicion, cooking you as if you were in my kitchen. Turn it to the book that chapter assists, the one not to be testing, the choice to be into introspection, put it into your own introspection before you choose to be a digestion. Before you choose to be in my digestion, I digest you and defect you. Make sure that I subject you. Make sure that I wreck you. Make sure you look at me and say, I will never disrespect you. Because if you disrespect you, best believe I'm bringing to you circulatory. Make sure that you hear me out from the respiratory. Bring it sort of a systematic, bring the static, electrostatic to let you have it. Self-military, make sure that I'm bringing static. Scholastic, make sure that you have it. I'm so enthusiastic, but I bring it to you automatic, and I'm sick of all this bullshit that they play on the radio. So it's not something that I want to hear. So elsewhere, you can go some elsewhere else, because I'm not going to have it. I'm going to bring it, and I'm going to bring it for the better. Bring it for the better changes, like the seasons of the weather. Better know it going in. For whatever reason, to go in for the better, going in better. I'm sending these words out like a motherfucking letter. I rip you into shreds, going at dudes' heads, going more redder than red. Who's going more redder than lead? I give you the bread, well said, poking on you dudes, giving the ink. Make sure that I bring the link. Who wants to bring you? I'll bring you like a brink. Bringing the money, but I am money. I'm not caring too much about money that you stacking, but I'm backing up and I'm backing, bringing it to you dudes. I don't care about how much you've been racking, stacks on stacks and racks on racks. Come on, YC, can you bring something else better than that? Come on, you and MC supposedly. Come on, Young Jeezy. Come on, kick some more. It's real. That's supposed to be for the crowd to give them an opportunity. Listen to someone with real skills to give you the opportunity. I chew MCs. Make sure they don't want to step to me. Rip you into one. I fly around, but I catch you like a fly. So don't even try. I'll kill you and I X you out, but I give you a Y. The axis to give you the static of a static. You want this, but I won't even have it. So I spill you out like you're Clorox. Pour you out, I'm gonna clean you off like you some bleach. I will continue to leech. No, never leech. I leech off myself, but I'll continue to teach. No, unpreach. I will preach, but I will preach the truth. Make sure I'm going. I don't even need to be in the booth. Chew your ass like you some grapefruit. A grapefruit, you an orange to me. I chew you like an apple. Snap you like a snapple. I snoo you like a snapple crackle. You want to step to me, I break your Adam's apple. No, you want to break my Adam's apple. That's something that's important. That gives me an opportunity to talk. Well, guess what? You want to talk, but I do more than talk. You want to walk? No, I walk. I never stop. You want to start, but you can stalk the chick. That's what they said before. But guess what? I don't give a fuck about chicks anymore. I was just bringing it to the floor, stepping and putting all on the floor. That means bringing the truth. What do you do else? I go out from elsewhere and make sure that I bring it to you. Check me out. What dudes? You call me lame, dude. You said that I can't rap. I say the same, dude. But guess what? I can change it from another range, dude. But if you just let it out from another static, I bring more static to let you have it. Not a straight utter or a stutter. I hit you with a stone cold stunner. Hit you with a rock bottom. Is that gonna be a problem for Vince McMahon? Something that you can't stand? Yo, I'll lend you out a hand. What is it? Something else? So standing up, taller than the man, breaking the axe. Yo, I'm bringing the axe and I'm chopping off the wood. You wish you could. Yo, you wish you bring it to the wood. I bring it to the wood and make sure that's better understood. But it's understood if you bring your head to the books. You know, munch on you like you some type of good greens or some carrots. Make sure that you want to hear it, but I spare it like I'm sparing $1. You want to pop your collar, oh 3-6 Mafia, but I bring it to you on a spotter. A spotter and I spot her. I spot her from the gutter. I got her and I got the mic in my hand, but it's virtual. What you can't stand? Yo, I'm chewing your ass up, something that you can't demand. I demand on demand, Xfinity, infinity. I'm giving you the affinity, the comprehending of a dope is the dopest. I'm so dope. Oh, it's so dope. You can't even know this. Yo, one thing you better do, you better remember 2 words. Take notice.